I'm Lauren Whitehurst. I'm a certified personal trainer and certified nutrition coach.
Hi, I'm Sunny Lippincott. I'm a certified professional life coach and a certified brain health professional.
We also have Angela Salyers, who is a licensed professional counselor, and the three of us together make up
Whole Life Vitality.
We teach whole life vitality of the mind, body, and soul, bringing the physical, emotional, and spiritual together for whole life wellness. Welcome back, friends.
Hello, guys.
Oh my goodness, we have a topic to talk to you today about that I am just so excited about. What are we talking about, Sunny?
Man, self-esteem.
The road to self-respect.
The road to self-respect. And self-esteem, that's a topic that we could actually spend weeks on because there's so many facets. But we wanted to be specific today about one facet.
Just one piece of it.
Of self-esteem.
I taught a class like a year ago about body image. And
it was great.
I accidentally, and when I say accidentally, I mean legitimately accidentally talked for 2 hours.
Yes. It was supposed to be an hour.
It was. That was very unintentional. But I think everyone still enjoyed it.
Oh, it was great. It was fantastic. It was one of those things that you didn't feel like it was 2 hours.
I don't think any of us realized it was 2 hours till we all looked down at our watches and we were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been so long.
But as women, we all can relate to this topic in one way or the other. And what I'm finding is men are also really affected by self-esteem.
It's pretty universal, I think. I mean, really, no one escapes. Women, children, men, elderly. I think that this is something that truly affects everyone.
Yes. So to start, as a mindset coach, Lauren and I we both have books that we love, the ones that have really changed us and the ones that we will always recommend to people.
For sure.
And for me, Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz is one of those books that is just life-changing. And I have read that book upside 7-8 times, probably.
How have I not read that book?
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to have to get that one.
I don't know, because we are best friends. I don't know how. How has not come up?
I'm like, wait a second. I don't know, but now I have to. I'm going to get it today.
Anytime that someone asks me for a recommendation, and within the coaching realm, you'll have a lot of different personalities, but that is one of the books that universally will come up again and again and again. Because it's amazing. But he was a plastic surgeon. Back in the 50s, he was a plastic surgeon. And what he found was that he would do these plastic surgeries for people. And to really shorten this, go read the book. But to really shorten this, what happened is afterwards, they had a different nose. They had a different face. Maybe their ears had been fixed, but they felt the same. They didn't see the difference.
That's what I was going to say. They probably even thought they looked the same.
They did. They would think that they looked the same. And they would come to him saying, my nose is too big. People stare at me all the time. He gave them a totally different nose. And they would come to him afterwards and say it didn't work. I'm still getting stared at.
What didn't work? Hang on. So me changing your nose didn't change your mind?
Yeah. Well,
is that what didn't work?
That's what happened. He started realizing that there was something deeper than the physical that was affecting these people. Their perceptions of their selves went past skin deep. And it was mentally, there was mental surgery that needed to be done on them that actually caused the change. And I was fascinated by that, just so fascinated by that. And he just goes on and on into, really diving deep about self-esteem, self-worth, and how our thoughts, our mindset plays such a huge role. And what he started doing is almost like talking to these people and giving them like counseling before surgery. And most of them they didn't need the surgery afterwards. And it was incredible. And so when we started talking about the topic of self-esteem and what, we really wanted to touch on, I wanted to really focus on the fact that whatever it is that you're struggling with, if your starting point is a point of hate around yourself, disdain around yourself, disgust, if that's where you're starting, it really doesn't matter what there will be no end result.
Have you seen that movie? I think it's called I Feel Pretty. It's came out recently. I could be completely quoting it wrong, but you know what? I'll put it in the notes for this so that people can come back and find it. But it's this comedian, and gosh, I feel awful because I've forgotten her name now as well. But she hits her head and then goes from thinking that she's fat and ugly to thinking that she's beautiful, and how her world changes.
Her world changes.
Everything changes because she's like, have you seen me? I look amazing. And she looks the same as she did the day before. But her whole
life is different.
But her mind changed. And so, yes, she did come off appearing to be more beautiful because she had more self-respect. And so you put more into yourself
when you're starting at a place of self-respect.
Yep.
And for those of you who don't know, Lauren and I are both eating disorder survivors. And, we were talking about this before, and I said, before my eating disorder started, I remember saying, if I just got to this weight, if the scale just said these numbers, then I would be fine. I would be happy. And the scale got to those numbers. And I remember I looked in the mirror and I looked exactly the same. I said, it didn't even work. I look exactly the same. So I need to lower that number. So then I went lower.
Yep.
And when I got to that number, I looked exactly the same. I still could see all the faults and all the ways that my body was wrong. And I had not only got to the target weight, but I went lower, and it still wasn't good enough. That's because when I started the journey, I came to it as a place of, I hate my body. Yep. I hate how I look. So I need to get to this point and then I will feel better. It was a deferred happiness plan. And you cannot, with your health, with your self-worth, you cannot start at a place of hate and expect to get to a point that you love yourself. You will never love yourself enough to be happy if you start from a place of hate.
That is totally true. I have had so many clients come to me and say, well, then why would I change? Why would I? How can I possibly change if I like myself how I am? Why would I do anything different? And I'm like, you won't ever change. You won't ever see the change until you like yourself how you are. Because it won't matter what the scale says. Right. It won't matter what dress size you're in. It won't matter what your hair looks like or your skin looks like, or if you get a nose job or anything else. If you haven't figured out how to like that person that exists inside that form that you're carrying around, then it doesn't matter what you do to the outside.
No, and that's where the self-respect, it's an appreciation. It's an appreciation that every day your body is rejuvenating itself, that all through the night your body is rejuvenating itself. It's that every morning you get up and your legs, they walk you around.
That's right.
Or that, your hands instinctively reach for the toothpaste and you don't even have to think about that. It's the fact that you breathe on your own without having to think about it. You are so intricately designed and you can appreciate your body. There are parts, there is something about yourself that you're proud of. There's something.
Everyone can find something.
Everyone can find something that they're proud of and that you can love and appreciate about yourself. Now, maybe you're at a place that your health is not the best. You haven't really been taking care of yourself the way that, your body deserves. So maybe, I'm exercising 0 times a week. I could appreciate my body a little bit better and, how strong it could be.
Well, think about, you save your money for a long time.
Yeah.
And you buy this thing that you've been wanting. Maybe it's a dress. Maybe it's a dress. We'll say it's a dress. And you are like, oh my goodness, I love this dress. It's so beautiful. I really value this dress. I'm going to make sure that it gets laundered in just the right way. I'm going to hang it at this particular part of my closet, and I'm going to make sure it stays in this dress bag, and I'm going to treat it with such care because I value the dress. You see people do that with their cars or whatever it is that they value. And does that dress, does it matter? It's a dress. It's just a dress, but it means something to you. If you mean something to you, you will care for it. You will respect it. You will want to treat it in a certain way. And so we're not saying, well, if you're content with how you are, then you'll never change. If you love yourself and you're content with how you are, you will treat yourself so kindly. Think about how you treat your loved ones. Yeah. Think about how you treat your friends or your family members, the people who you care the most for. If you spoke to them the way you spoke to yourself, if you treated them the way you treated yourself, if you said to your child, no, sweetie, actually, I saw you ate 4 cookies yesterday, so you don't get to eat dinner today. Mm-hmm. You're like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. You're like, no, that would be so damning to them. Okay.
But it's okay to do it to yourself. It's okay to say, you know what? It's fine. You're a horrible person. We both acknowledge you're a horrible person, but it'll be okay because on Monday, we're going to make sure that we eat really well, and then that'll make us a good person.
Yeah. Or I'll skip eating tomorrow because I've eaten a lot today. So I'll just skip breakfast. And number one, no, that's not the respect that we're talking about here. That's not the self-respect we're talking about. Truly, you have to come at a place of loving yourself and appreciating what God created. Truly appreciating what God created. And we want to make it its healthiest self. Yep. We do. We want, and that's when you actually, like what Lauren is saying, when you get to the place of true self-respect, you do want to take care of yourself, but not because you see it as wrong or bad or negative, because you see it as an incredible temple,
as valuable,
very valuable, and you want to live long. If you want to feel good.
I can buy another dress.
Yeah.
But I can't get myself another body.
No.
If I don't treat this one well, if I don't care for it in a way that it can last a long time, I'm screwed.
Yeah. Well, you're a runner. Why do you like to run? Well, because it keeps me skinny. No, absolutely not. That should never be your answer. Because it makes me feel good.
Endorphins.
Yes, because I get out on the road and I can think through things. And because it's my favorite form of exercise. All acceptable answers, but not because it makes me skinny.
And just to be clear, I don't love to run.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I am a fitness and health advocate, and I don't run.
Yeah, it's the worst.
So if there are lots of other things that you can do, things that you can enjoy, but if you love running, oh my goodness, please run.
Yeah. And I just use that because it seems to be one of the most popular forms that people take to lose weight.
It's a big should for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I should run. Why? Why should you run? Because you love it? Because if you love it, absolutely go for it. I hope that you do.
Or because I think it burns the most calories.
It doesn't.
The fastest.
It doesn't.
So honestly, like it's just like with gratitude, and my husband, he is a preacher, so he literally preaches this from the pulpit, that if you're not grateful for what you have, you will never have enough to be grateful.
Yep.
Same with your self-esteem. Yep. If you do not love and respect what you have now, you will never have enough to love and respect. So the breast augmentation will never be enough
Yep.
to make you feel beautiful. The nose job, never be enough to make you feel beautiful. The fillers, never be enough to make you feel good and viable. The numbers on the scale will never be enough to make you feel important.
Dollars in the bank.
Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing external.
Nothing that you have.
So on this road to self-respect, and we chose self-respect because I feel like that's just so powerful. Think about the people that you respect and the way you treat them. It's not just the things that you see as having value or having worth, but the people that you truly respect. If you showed yourself, your body, that same respect, what would that even look like?
Absolutely.
And kind of taking a minute to think about that. What would that look like? If I was as respectful to myself as I was to the person who I respect most, what would that look like?
Amazingly. And you think about this, my 6-year-old loves art. And she is so proud when she makes these pictures and she brings them to me. And what would happen to her if I said, well, if you made the face like this and you fixed the body here, and if you made this color and you did this to it and you changed this, then it would be perfect. Ultimately, that's what we're doing to our Creator.
But what do you say to her?
Oh, I say, wow, that's incredible. You did such a great job on that.
Do you believe
I
it?
can tell. It's amazing to me. Because when she comes to me, I can see how she's adapted as she's grown, and how before it was a blob. It was just and now it's a head and a body and face, and she tries to make it look like the person, and I can see how much care she puts into it. And to me,
and that shines through.
And that shines through. It's amazing.
You're not faking it. You're not saying, oh, this is so good, when really you don't believe it. You believe she's doing a great job.
Because I can see the person behind it. And ultimately, that's what we're doing to God. Every time we look at our, his creation, and we just rip it apart. We just rip it apart. And what that has to feel like to him, to hear us say, well, it'd be better if we did this, and if we did this, and if we looked like this, and if we were this tall, and if we had this, then it would be perfect. And the whole
Go ahead and bite the hand that feeds you while you're at it.
The whole time he's saying,
you're welcome.
You're already like my masterpiece. And so it's the self-respect.
Have you ever read that book, You Are Perfect by Max Lucado? That's how you say his name.
Yes.
Such a phenomenal book. If you haven't read that one
It'll
yet,
make you cry.
It will make you cry. I would definitely recommend it. It is so good. It's about this wood carver who creates little wooden people, and then these little wooden people live in his little wooden village, and they are Wemmicks. Is that?
Yeah, I think so.
Something?
It's been years.
Yeah, it's been so long. But they exist in this little wooden village, and they judge each other, and they go around giving each other dots or giving each other stars, depending on if they think that person can do cool tricks or has, a really cool wood finish or whatever, then they get a star. And if they're like, oh, they're silly or they're clumsy or whatever, then they get a dot. And this little Wemmick had so many dots, and he was just feeling so dejected. And one day he saw another girl who didn't have any dots or stars, and thought, what must that be like? So he followed her, and he followed her to the woodcarver's office. And the woodcarver said, spend time with me, and I'll show you how it doesn't matter about the dots and the stars and what other people think. It matters that I made you and that you're perfect just the way you are. And the more time you spend in that space, the more you believe it. And the more you reflect that, and those dots and those stars, they just don't matter.
They don't matter.
Because you believe it. So the way that you can practically apply that today is to focus on what matters. What matters? Gratitude. Finding all the things in your life that you're grateful for. Finding the things about yourself that you're grateful for. Maybe it's, like you said, maybe I'm breathing. Maybe I can walk. Maybe I have fingernails or toenails. Maybe I have hair. Maybe I have teeth that can chew my food. There are people who don't have teeth. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
And that is something that I am very grateful for, that I have teeth to chew my food.
1,000%.
And no matter what my body is like at the moment, whether I feel the period bloat or whether I feel, just svelte and strong, I know that my body is working hard for me to be able to do all of these amazing things that it can do. And that's pretty awesome.
Yes. So whatever it is that you want to improve, whether it's your nutrition, whether it's your physical body, whether it's your mental health, whatever, start from a place of respect.
Yep.
Instead of a place of self-loathing. Mm-hmm. So start from a place of respect and say, okay, truthfully, I want to become more active. Not because I'm a lazy piece of trash.
Yeah, don't say that.
Why do I want to become more active? Because this is my body, this is my temple. I need to take care of it, and I want to live a healthy life, and I want to be around and be active for my grandchildren. Yep. So
I want to be able to walk unassisted when I'm 90.
Yes. So what can I do now to implement that and to make that be my goal instead of what people think about me, how I look, what was the fact that I'm 40 now and I'm not 20 and I'm not living in that. But, what is your real goal? What is a goal that's, from a view of self-respect?
Yep.
That's what you're going for.
If you don't know how to find that for yourself, if you're just so deep in that space that you're like, well, I can't find what my goal is. I don't know what I want because all I see is this negative. Please reach out.
Yes.
We are here for you. We coach people through this every day, and you are no different.
No, we still coach each other.
Yes, we do.
Through this. Truthfully, addictions like what we had with, our eating disorder, you don't ever just put it down and walk away from it. It lies dormant, and we work very, very hard to keep that dormant.
Yep.
But sometimes there's things that come up in life. There's, milestones that you hit, things start changing, and you need to be reminded. So we are that person for each other. So don't think that we have it all figured out and so we're unapproachable.
Nope.
We do this because we know the struggle and we really want to be here for you.
And we have the tools.
Yes.
One of those tools is our Whole Life Vitality Journal. As you see on the front, it says, be kind.
Be kind.
Because, yes, we would like you to be kind to yourself. Throughout the journal, we have inspirational and motivational quotes. Yeah. And just
you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf.
Yep. See?
So, truly, it's a beautiful journal. We are journal junkies. We love journals, and this is one of my favorites. It's beautiful. So you can mark the day, the date, and it's a mind, body, soul, because that's what, whole life is all about. Yep. We have the hardback.
And we have just a regular paperback. And you can get either one of them on Amazon, which, let's be fair, that's where you're buying all the things anyway. So just add it to your order. You can find the link below in our description of this. And like I said, if you want to reach out, we would love to hear from you. Comment, let us know what you're working through, or what you'd like to work through, or what you'd like to talk about next.
Yeah, we're here for it.
Yep. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.